You're listening to the new WCEG Network on WCEGTalkRadio.com. Watch us live on your smart TV, YouTube on the WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson, your show host right here on WCEGWood, the Hollywood of the South, for the next hour, 30 minutes to an hour, with our fantastic guest, Tamika Scott. We're the worldwide community empower group where we speak life into the community. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at WCEG_talk_radio. That's WCEG_talk_radio and at WCEG Network. That's WCEG Network. Last but not least, the topics and opinions are those of the show host and guests and not those of WCEG Network. I'm Wardell Richardson. Welcome everyone to another great show. I am the host of WCEGWood, Hollywood of the South, actor, producer, director, CEO of Rain Dance Films, and I am honored to have a very special guest in here today. And I've been looking forward to this interview ever since we got the go on it. We have the talented, the lovely Tamika Scott in the building. Hello.
Hello. Hey, y'all. Hey.
I am so glad that you are here. And thank you for taking the time out, because I know your schedule is crazy right now. I've been seeing all the posts and stuff. So thank you for carving out time for us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So a lot of people already know you're born and raised here in Atlanta, multi-platinum artist. So I want to talk about something that a lot of people don't really know. So I saw that you are a daddy's girl and you love fishing. And there is a story I heard about fishes called Peter and Billy.
Oh. Yes. Oh my goodness.
So we're gonna start from there. I want to hear this story because they didn't tell me the story, but they said please ask about this story. So
so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Tell us a little bit about this story.
Well, you can find this story. I have a cookbook called Table Set Cooking with Tamika Scott, and it's one of the stories featured in my cookbook. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm a daddy's girl. And in the story, it talks about how I go fishing with my dad and how that day I caught 2 fish of my own. You know, me being, I think I was around 8 or 9 years old. I brought the fish home and put it in the bathtub. I named them and everything. And I was so excited. And I told my mom, look, I want you to see my fish. You know, I got 2 pets. They were my pet. I caught them. They're mine, right? So she was like, okay, yes. So she was like, well, let me clean you up. So I went in my parents' restroom to take a shower. And my dad came in like, what do y'all want to eat? And I was like, we want chicken or whatever. And he was like, okay, I got a surprise. So when I finished taking my shower, my bath in my parents' room, I went back in my bathroom where I had put the fish in the tub. They were gone. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that my parents put it back in the little, the little container that we brought the fish home in. Right. And we sit down to eat, and my dad comes out with fish. And I'm sitting there like, whoa, wait a minute. Where is Peter and where's Billy? Peter and Billy wanted dinner for that night. I cried as I was eating. But Peter and Billy was so good, I cried the whole time. And it also has the recipe of my father's.
Oh my God.
Billy and Peter. And my father has yet to confess what really happened to Peter and Billy.
Peter and Billy tasted good that night, man.
So mean.
Okay, so you are a chef, an author, you do all these different things. So let's just start with your cookbook, because you have a cookbook that is out, and I'm trying to figure out with your crazy schedule, how did you even squeeze in doing a cookbook?
Let me tell you. So my cookbook, I have it here. It's called Table Set Cooking with Tamika Scott. Let me tell you, I love cooking. I think I love cooking more than I love performing. I love cooking. I love feeding family and friends. If you come over, you're going to come over to a big meal. I don't know how to cook little.
A feast.
I always cook big, like it's Thanksgiving, like it's Christmas all the time. Because I have a big family and I have to cater to my family. So cooking is just my passion. And, you know, when COVID-19 hit, we were all inside and I was able to just really cater to my children, my husband, my grandkids, and everybody wanted something different. Everybody wants something different and they got it. So, you know, I shared a couple of my dishes online and my fans were like, "You can cook?" And I was like, "Yeah, I can cook." You know,
they
and my
find
husband,
that to be surprising.
Yeah, my husband always told me, you need to do a cookbook, but you know how it is. Sometimes when you're known as one thing, it's hard for people to see you in another light. So I was like, I don't know. My fans want to see me cooking in the kitchen. But, you know, as I was posting pictures, a lot of people were saying, "Oh my gosh, how did you make that? It looks delicious. Like, you really cooked that?" And that's when I was able to just share like my love. And then that's how the book became.
Okay. And you know, I got the book, but I just got it today. And so I was hoping I got it yesterday so I could read through it and everything, but I literally just got the word in. Like, it's at the house. I'm like, okay, great. But I do know a little bit about the book because I had to do my research on it because I wanted to know as much about it as I can. And I know that you cater to a lot of different things, including, you know, Jamaican dishes, all kind of different dishes. Now, what was the influence behind doing different styles of dishes?
See, I travel all over the world and I was able, you know, blessed to be able to taste different foods. I like to try everything, even if it looks bad. I'm like, let me get it a try. So, you know, Jamaica was like one of my favorite spots. That's one of my vacation spots. And I love curry. I love curry chicken. And my family loves it. So I wanted to put my twist to it. I'm not a native Jamaican, but, you know, I put my little Southern twist to it. And that's what you have in my cookbook. So I didn't want it to be one-sided, even though I'm from the Georgia, from the South. I wanted to do little different things from New Orleans, baby. You know, I've been to New Orleans, baby, and I wanted to do a little New Orleans stuff. So I wanted to just put different little tastes that I've experienced and things I've learned how to cook in this book. I wanted to be, you know, different.
Okay. And I saw that your biggest influence in cooking was your grandmother, your mother, your aunt. How important was it for you to be around them and learning how to cook?
It was so important because I was able to sit there, taste the food, ask questions. And my family, they're so patient. They cook, they allowed me to cook with them, and they allowed me to ask whatever questions I had to ask, and they explained it, you know, patiently explained it. And I was like, oh my goodness, I want to be able to cook like that. You know, I want my food to taste like that when I grow up. Or I want a family, I want a husband, I want kids. Like I would watch my aunts and I would watch my grandparents and would just want what they had. And that's what I wanted. And I knew, I was like, I'm gonna be a housewife. But God had other plans.
You know, I think that's a Southern thing. In the South, we love to eat, you know, and most of the women in the South that I've met love to cook or know how to cook.
Yes, we do.
You know, I don't think people know how important that is to a man from the South, because I was born and raised in Atlanta too, and I love a home cooked meal. I eat at home before I go out any day.
Yes, yes, me too.
So now you have 8 spices to go along with everything else. Now I'm sitting here like, okay, she got the cookbook and she got 8 different spices. You have, let me go through the spices that you have here. You have the all-purpose seasoning. You have barbecue. You have where is it? You have barbecue, seafood sweetener, poultry, Cajun, vegetable. How did you come up with all these different blends, and what makes yours different from the other blends that are out there?
I just got tired of using so many different spices. Like, say for instance, when I make my vegetables, I love to use like turmeric. I love to use garlic. I love like certain things, onion. So what I did was I named it Tamika Scott Southern Fuse, because what I did was fuse all the different ingredients in one. So for my vegetable, is different fuses, different seasonings in one fuse, that all you have to use is that one fuse. So you don't have to, use 5, 6, 7 different ones. And then it was different because I didn't want to use regular table salt. So I used pink Himalayan because its yields a little healthier and all you need is a little bit. It's a little bit in there. So, and it was just how I cook. And I wanted people to taste the love that I gave to my family. So I was able to sit down with a food scientist, give them my recipe, I created the seasonings, and I was able to taste, and they blends and cook with it. Some things burned. I had to go back to the drawing board. So it took a good year for me to even create these spices. I wanted to make sure they were perfect. And voila, Tamika Scott Southern Fuse is born.
That is nice. And I was sitting there looking, I said, I got to order some. I got to order these because, I love seasoning. But, most Black people, including myself, I can't do a lot of salty stuff. So when I read that you had the Himalayan salt, and you just mentioned you had a little bit of, I'm like, okay, that might work, because, we struggle with high blood pressure sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yes, we do.
But your spices and everything look great. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how you squeeze all that into what has been your biggest challenge in putting this book together, doing your spices? What's been the most complicated piece of the puzzle?
I don't know anything that was complicated. I guess everybody eating up the food before I could even take the picture, because I was taking pictures at home. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Who ate the cookie? I had the cookie perfectly set on this plate. So, them eating the food before I can finish taking the pictures. But as far as a challenge, I don't think it was really a challenge. Okay, one thing that I will say. It is learning how to measure. Because a lot of things you taught growing up is like we just wing it. So I really did have to sit down, write out my recipes, and I had to start using, measuring cups and little measuring spoons so I could get the exact measurements. So that's to make the meal sometimes 2-3 times and make sure, like when I wrote it down and I said, okay, let me make it as I see it. Then I make it like, I need a little bit more of this. And then I'll go back in and tweak it, remake it again. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect. So that was probably like, I want to say challenging, but it was fun. It was fun, but it was a little work.
Right. Vegan or not to vegan? So you cater to the vegan people as well.
Yes.
Now what was it that enticed you to do that? Because us in the South, we like meat. So what was it that said, okay, I need to cater to your daughter?
My daughter, yes. My daughter, young Naya. She started having complications and we had to take her to the doctor, and we were trying to figure out, she lost a lot of weight. We were trying to figure out what was going on. And we found out there were certain foods that she couldn't eat, dairy, certain meats. And they wanted her to do more vegetables, more fruits. So I had to learn how to make like macaroni and cheese vegan style without the milk, without our cheese. So, which was great because she was my guinea pig, because she already knew what it was supposed to taste like. So when I got ready to start making it on my own, just tweaking little things, she was my test taster. And she approved every to V or not to V is the question. So I had to dedicate to her.
Right. So what is your favorite dish to go, like, with so many different, because you have a lot of different styles of food and stuff. So what is your favorite style of food to cook? Are you more of a Southern country, or It
depends on how I feel that day. Like yesterday, I was craving some turkey wings. I was like, I am craving my banging barbecue turkey wings. But I was so busy yesterday, I couldn't make it. Then I got up today. I was like, I want some turkey wings so bad. I haven't had a chance to make it. But when I get back from out of town, you best believe, as soon as I get back here, I'm going to make me some banging barbecue turkey wings. But it depends on how I feel that day.
Right. Now, is there any thoughts in doing a restaurant?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I have my, working on some things right now. I don't want to talk about it until it happens. But I'm
Okay.
working on some things right now. I'm working on some things and I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm very excited about this book because I cook from time to time, and I think I'm a busy person as well. So when you got a cookbook that you can go to and you can find something in there that you can cook that's, nice. Some stuff take a little longer than other things, but you have those nights where you just want to cook something, whip something together real quick. You got some of everything in there.
Yes, yes.
Even even the sweets, like you expanded on everything. What about this book that let me reword this. When you cook, what is something that you use quite often? Like, I hear the crock pot is usually one of the biggest things people like to use. Is that something that you are very into? Because, I live in an old school family. My grandmother's 97. She's still in the kitchen cooking every single day.
Praise God.
Yes. She in the kitchen just cooking away. She had to sit in a chair now, but she's and her food is insanely good. So
what am I going to get an invite? I have to get an invite. Like, please. I love to eat. Can't you tell? Look at me. I love to eat.
You're the chef. I'm sitting trying to figure out how can I get one of your plates. I'm sitting trying to figure out when the restaurant coming, because that's why I asked you about it. I'm like, it's got to be a restaurant coming with all these different foods and how it looks. It looks so delicious and enticing. It's got to be coming soon.
Thank you.
Now, I also saw, well, first of all, before we get to that, how can people order your book in spices?
Well, you can go to southernfuse.com. Southernfuse.com, it's a link where you can purchase the book, but you can get the seasons from there. You can go to amazon.com. You can go to barnesandnobles.com. You can go to target.com. You can go to hunterpublishingbookstore.com. It's out there. It is out there. Yes.
Now, I also saw, on top of everything that you do, you have your cookbook, your chef, you secretly gonna get ready to open this restaurant. You also dibble and dabble in the acting. I saw that you did something on Meet the Browns back in 2004. You did a stage play way back in the day. That a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, played opposite you in it. His name is Ladarian Raymond.
Oh, and,
wow. He's my best friend.
Wow.
And and he talked about how great it was working with you on set and everything. So how much of that is something that you look forward to doing as well?
I love it. I love acting. I love being someone else other than myself, being able to pretend. I love it. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew that was something I wanted to do. And it was so funny because you know how when you were in church and they give everybody speeches, Christmas speech and Easter speech, they will always put me last on program. And I used to hate being last, but I knew why, because I would put so much emphasis in my speech that I would always get a standing ovation. And I just wish my parents could have tapped into that acting world sooner, as if, like they did the singing. But, singing was huge in my family. My father sang, he was in a group, the Scott 3 with his brothers. My mom sang. So singing was really huge. So the acting just took a seat, for the singing.
Got you. And I see that you do a whole lot. Well, you got a whole lot that you have under your belt going toward that. I saw some other stuff, but do you plan to make that a very important part of your career as well, as well as your singing and your cooking and cookbook and being an author? Are there other cookbooks coming?
Yes. I will be working on another one as soon as I finish this little tour I'm on with my group. I will be sitting down and working on a different one. I start in my book. I have a section for married couples and those who want to get married called foods that get you in the mood. So it's like a little section there that talks about different foods that give that libido, the blood flowing in the right areas. So that section, everybody's like, oh my goodness, we love that. Could you do some more things for couples? So I was like, okay, let me
see now I gotta really see. I gotta look at this book now. I gotta crack it open. So you got a section for lovers, basically, for people who can sit down and have a romantic dinner. You can whip something together and entice the libido, I guess, and everything, and make things. Oh man. So how much thought went into putting this book together? Because you have, from what I understand, humor, stories. Like, you didn't make it just a book about cooking. You made it a book where you can change people's lives and they can have memories from this book. What went behind putting this book? What was the thought process that made you put together this book in this way?
Well, first of all, I wrote this book. It was no ghostwriter. This is all me. You know, the mistakes, if you see any mistakes, it was all me. I wanted people to get to know me, you know, other than Tamika Scott of Escape. That's all they saw was the person on stage. I wanted them to get to know me as the wife, as the mother, as the grandma, as the best friend, because there's different facets to Tamika. And I wanted to be an open book so people could feel and read these stories and really get into my world. And from the little girl from College Park, Georgia, and just see, you know, this is where I started, you know, about my family and my friends and just who I am, period. So the stories were very important to me as the recipes.
Well, I truly appreciate the time that you had, because I know we limited on time. Your schedule is crazy busy. But I am so thankful that you were able to come on and talk with us, because I cannot wait to get into that cookbook and read up. I honestly looking forward to reading the stories, because I was told that it was nice stories, great stories. And like you said, it told a lot about you and who you are. And I think as an artist, a lot of people just see the person that's on the stage. They don't understand that there's a whole life behind the person that's on the stage.
Yes, it is. Definitely is.
So I appreciate you for taking the time out to have this interview. I hope one day I could work with you on film or on set somewhere, because we had, you know, my film company is doing a lot of different things. So, you know, I definitely know that you're a talent. Thank you for everything you've given to the city of Atlanta. You know, congratulations on all your accolades and awards. You know, y'all recently got an award. So congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
You know, you are a phenomenal singer.
Thank you.
I was able to see you a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So I was there, and it was your vocals are on a whole nother level. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You got me over here blushing. Look at you, got me blushing.
No, you're amazing. You're amazing. So congratulations on everything. Thank you for taking out the time. I know you're really busy. God bless you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Tamika Scott from Escape. We had to do this quick interview. She's very busy, got a lot going on. You're the greatest.
Thank you. Okay, let me let you know. Let me let you know how to keep in touch with me. So you can follow me on Instagram at The Real Tamika Scott, Facebook, Tamika Scott, Twitter, Official T Scott.
Official T Scott.
Southernfuse.com, get those delicious seasonings, and go to Barnes & Nobles or Amazon.com and get Cooking with Tamika Scott. Recipes you can share with your friends and your family.
Thank you for that. And on that note, we are getting ready to sign out, ladies and gentlemen. Tamika Scott from the hit multi-platinum group Escape just joined us here live on WCEGWood, the Hollywood of the South. Tamika, don't go nowhere. Deuces.